Hey everyone, I'm Alta with Tern Bicycles, and congratulations on your brand new HSD. In this video, we'll go over everything you need to know to get started with your HSD P-level bike model. This means that if the modifier after HSD in your bike model's name begins with a P, like P5i or P10, then this is the right owner briefing video for you. However, if the modifier begins with an S, then we've created a separate owner briefing video for your model. We'll put a link to the video in the description below. There's a lot to cover, so we put timestamps below to give you a quick overview of what we'll be covering and make it easier for you to skip back to the sections you want to rewatch. Let's get started. Your HSD comes with an adjustable stem and telescopic seat post that let you perfectly fit your bike to your height and riding preference. Here's how you can adjust your bike. Start by adjusting the saddle height. Simply open the quick release lever, adjust the seat post to the height you want, and close the lever to secure it. For safety reasons, always stay within both of the minimum insertion indicators marked on the seat post. If you want to make it easier or harder to close the quick release, just open the lever and then twist the clamp screw nut. If the quick release on the seat post is not properly closed or adjusted, there's a risk of injury, so it's essential to operate it correctly. The Endro stem on your HSD helps you adjust your handlebar's height, angle, and orientation. To adjust the Endros, first raise one lever at a time. Then adjust the stem and handlebar to your desired position, and finally, firmly close both levers. Your HSD comes with a shifter that helps you control the speed and the pedaling resistance. How you shift gears depends on which HSD model you have. If you're a P10 rider, your bike comes with a trigger shifter. This indicator here shows you whether you're in a high or low gear. To change gears, either push the forward-facing shift lever pedal to downshift to a lower gear, or pull the rear-facing shift lever pedal to shift to a higher gear. The HSD P5i comes with a twist shifter. To change gears, simply twist the shifter away from you to change to a higher gear, and towards you to change to a lower gear. The HSD P5i comes equipped with an internal gear hub. One of the best things about riding a bike with an internal gear hub is that you can shift gears at a standstill. That's especially convenient when you come to a traffic stop. Regardless of which HSD model you have, we highly recommend that you change gears as you would on a regular bike. Downshift to a lower gear before you come to a stop or ride up a steep hill, and shift to a higher gear as you accelerate or ride downhill. It will help you maintain an efficient cadence and prevent premature wear on the drivetrain. It's also important to ease off the pressure on the pedal when shifting. And if your bike has an internal gear hub, we recommend you stop pedaling when shifting. Your HSD comes with front and rear hydraulic disc brakes for excellent stopping power. When looking at your handlebar from the rider's position, the rear brake lever is on the right and the front brake lever is on the left. In a few countries, this orientation may be reversed, so we recommend double-checking before your first ride if you're not sure. Please be aware that suddenly pulling the brakes hard can have dangerous results, particularly in wet or slippery conditions. In general, aim to apply even pressure to both brake levers when you need to stop. Your brake pads are consumable parts and may be the first part on your HSD that you need to replace. So keep an eye on your brake pads, especially if your normal routes include steep descents. Your HSD comes with a Suntour front suspension fork to help absorb bumps and vibrations from the road. There are two adjusters on the fork, a speed lock adjuster and a preload adjuster. To enable suspension, turn the speed lock adjuster to the open position. To disable suspension, turn the speed lock adjuster to the lock position. The preload adjuster lets you adjust the hardness or softness of your ride. Turn the preload adjuster clockwise for a harder ride, or turn it counterclockwise for a softer one. The HSD is a pedal assist electric bicycle, also known as a Pedelec, meaning the motor system only provides power while you pedal. It's good to keep in mind that the motor stops providing power assistance once you reach your local speed limit for e-bikes. Let's talk about the Bosch Smart System that your HSD has. It's a new e-bike system from Bosch that connects the motor, display, control unit, the battery, and the e-bike flow app together. Your HSD comes with the LED remote that you'll use to control your bike's motor system and display, view your current battery charge level, connect your bike to the eBike Flow app, and more. To turn the motor system on and off, press the power button on the LED remote. The system will automatically turn itself off if you don't move the bike or don't press any buttons on the LED remote for 10 minutes. It's best to turn it on and off when standing next to or straddling the bike. Never do it while you're applying pressure to the pedals. You can select how much assistance the motor provides at any given time during your ride. To switch between the assistance levels, you can press the plus or minus button on the LED remote. When you switch between assist levels, the LED light on the right will change color to indicate which level you're in. Green is for Eco, blue is for Tour, purple is for Auto, red is for Turbo. Auto is a new Bosch Smart System feature that automatically adjusts how much assistance the motor provides based on your riding situation. Your HSD comes with an Intuvia 100 display. It's a simple and intuitive display that shows you all the essential information that you need to know. When you look at the display, you can see the battery level, speed, and your current e-assist level. To view more information, press the left and right arrow buttons on the LED remote. You'll receive notifications from time to time about your e-bike system and road safety. After reading the notification, you can press the selection button on the LED remote to remove the message from the display. To remove the Intuvia display, simply turn it 45 degrees counterclockwise and pull it out. Inserting it is just as easy. Simply place it in the same spot and turn it clockwise until it engages. The Smart System comes with a walk assist function, which lets you push your bike with less effort. This feature comes especially in handy when you need to push your bike up a steep hill or a ramp. Before activating walk assist, always make sure the bike is in one of the 4 e-assist modes. If the motor system is set to off, you won't be able to activate it. To start walk assist, press the minus button on the LED remote for more than 1 second and keep it pressed. Then either walk the bike forward, push the bike backward, or tilt the bike sideways to engage this function. The speed of this function depends on which gear you're in. The higher the gear, the more walk assist your motor will provide. To stop using walk assist, just stop holding the minus button and then press the plus button or wait for 10 seconds. Your bike comes with an integrated lighting system that connects your front and rear light to your e-bike system. To turn the lights on, slide the switch at the rear of your front light to the right and press the plus button on your LED remote for 3 seconds. To turn the lights off, press the plus button again for 3 seconds. You don't need to change the position of the switch on the rear of the front light. For safety reasons, always keep your lights on while riding and adjust the front light beam angle downward to avoid blinding oncoming traffic. Your HSD comes with a Bosch battery and a Bosch battery charger. You can use the charger to charge the battery both on and off the bike. Before you charge the battery, always make sure the motor system is turned off and the battery is completely dry. If you're charging it on the bike, also ensure the bike is stationed on a fireproof surface. To charge the battery on the bike, open the rubber lid on the top tube, plug the connector into the socket, and plug the charger into an electric outlet. To charge the battery off the bike, insert the key into the lock, turn the key, and then lift and pull out the battery. Once the battery is off the bike, plug the connector into the socket and plug the charger into an electric outlet. To insert the battery, place it on the battery mount and push the battery until you hear a click. Always remove the key from the lock to make sure the battery doesn't get disconnected and that no one removes the battery when you're not around. To learn more about your battery, visit our support site and download the Bosch e-bike manual. We'll put a link in the description below. The Bosch eBike Flow app is the control center for the Bosch Smart System. You can use it to lock your bike, customize your motor's performance and riding modes, install the latest Bosch Smart System software updates, and so much more. Connecting the app with your bike through Bluetooth is super easy. Just download the app, and the app will provide you with step-by-step instructions on how to connect your bike with the app. Your HSD comes with several safety features that help put your mind at ease after parking your bike outside. Please keep in mind that while these features certainly help prevent others from stealing your bike, they are not meant to replace using a robust bike lock to secure the frame to something sturdy. Let's take a look at how you can add extra security to your bike. We highly recommend setting up the eBike lock by activating it through the Bosch eBike Flow app. Once activated, the motor system on your bike will automatically lock itself when you manually turn the system off, or don't move the bike or press any buttons for 10 minutes. So in the unfortunate case that the bike gets stolen, the thief won't be able to get any power assistance from the motor. It's super easy to set it up through the app, and afterward your smartphone will function as a key to unlock your motor system, meaning that you can't turn the system on unless your phone is close by. Just make sure the Flow app is running in the background and that the Bluetooth function is turned on. After activating this function on the Flow app, we recommend checking the settings to make sure it's turned on. Your HSD comes with a boost frame lock that is located at the top of the rear wheel. To lock the frame lock, you simply turn the key and slide down the knob until you hear a click. Then pull the key out. Please keep in mind that you can't remove the key unless the frame lock is locked. So always make sure the lock is firmly closed before attempting to remove the key. For extra security, you can purchase a boost frame lock chain that securely connects the frame lock to a fixed object. Your Bosch battery and a boost frame lock are keyed alike, so you can use the same key to remove the battery and lock and unlock the boost frame lock. Your bike should come with 2 sets of keys, and in case they get lost or damaged, you can apply for a new set of keys using your key's serial number that's written on your keys. To be on the safe side, we recommend emailing the number to yourself and registering your keys with a boost. We'll put a registration link in the description below. Your HSD can be flat folded to fit into cars, trains, and tight spaces. After practicing a few times, flat folding your bike becomes quick and easy. Here's how you do it. Start by opening both andro stem levers. Angle the stem upward so that it's in line with the handle post. Close both andro stem levers. Rotate the handlebar counterclockwise 180 degrees. Slide the security knob on the handle post upward and pull down the lever. Fold the handle post down. Finally, lower the saddle. When you close and open the lever, be sure that the lever feels stiff, but not too stiff. The stiffness is just right if you need to firmly pull the lever to open it and feel some resistance when you close it with your hand. If the lever is not correctly closed or adjusted, there's a risk of injury, so it's essential to operate it correctly. Your HSD can stand and roll vertically, which is very convenient when you need to maneuver the bike into an elevator or store it indoors. It takes a little bit of practice to master the art of vertically rolling and parking your bike, but you get the hang of it if you give it a shot. Let me show you how to do it. Start by standing next to your bike. Either side will do, and hold the handlebar with both hands. Apply the rear brake and walk backward until the bike stands up. It's natural to want to pull the bike when you walk backward. However, it's actually a lot easier to just focus on walking. Make sure that all the contact points on the rear of the bike are in contact with the floor and that the bike is parked on a flat, even surface. To unpark your bike, hold the handlebars, apply the rear brake, and walk forward until the front wheel makes contact with the ground. We don't recommend trying to catch the bike as it comes down. Just walk forward with control. You can also roll your HSD when the bike is in a vertical position. Just make sure you're not holding the rear brake and roll the bike forward. There are a few things we recommend checking before every ride. And to make it a little bit easier to remember, we suggest using this mnemonic device. A, B, C, Q. A is for air. Use your fingers to squeeze the tires to check the air pressure and pump your tires if you need to. Make sure they feel stiff, but not too stiff. B is for brakes, bars, and battery. Check the brakes by squeezing both levers to make sure the bike stops. Then check the bars, meaning handlebar, to ensure everything is nice and tight. Also make sure that the battery is properly secured to the battery mount and sufficiently charged for your ride. C is for chain and cables. Before you check the chain or belt, always remove any cargo from your HSD. To check if the chain or belt turns freely through the gears, tilt the bike on the kickstand and hold the handlebar to prevent the bike from falling. Then, rotate the pedal forward several times and run through the gears. Next, check if the cables are undamaged and untangled. Q is for all the quick releases. Check if the quick releases on the seat post and them are securely closed and not too loose or tight. Also, check if the handle post joint is securely closed. To make sure your bike stays safe and reliable, it's important to perform regular maintenance. And we have a few tips to help you get started. Your bike has lots of moving parts, many of which require lots of lubrication. If your bike has a chain, regularly cleaning and lubricating your chain is really important. After applying the lubricant, make sure you wipe off all excess lubricant. If you want to learn how to clean and lubricate your chain, check out our basic maintenance video. We'll put a link in the description below. If your bike has a belt drive, you might be aware that belt drives are durable and require remarkably little maintenance. That said, it's still important that you clean your belt with water when it's visibly dirty, and be aware of your belt's tension. Check out our belt maintenance article below for more information. Check if your wheels are trued, meaning straight by spinning them. Check for any abnormal side-to-side motions and if the disc brake rotor is not rubbing against the brake pads. If you find anything that is worn or damaged, bring your bike to your dealer. There are several parts on your bike that will wear over time, including the chain, brake pads, and tires. If you notice signs of wear, please visit your dealer for a replacement. And last but not least, we recommend that you bring your bike back to your dealer for regular service. All bikes need a quick tune-up 1 month after use so that your dealer can adjust cables and other key parts. After the first tune-up, we recommend that you take some time to discuss a regular service schedule with your dealer. How often you'll bring your bike back for service really depends on your riding frequency, typical load, weather conditions, road surfaces, and more. We'll put a link to our recommended e-bike maintenance schedule in the description below. Pairing your HSD with the right accessories for your needs helps you accomplish so much more by bike. You can carry 1 passenger on the rear rack of your HSD. The rear rack is rated to 80 kilograms or about 176 pounds, meaning that your passenger plus any rear rack accessories and cargo shouldn't weigh more than 80 kilograms combined. Here's an example of how you can safely carry 1 big kit, but you can configure your passenger setup in many different ways to fit different passengers, from infants to adults who weigh less than 75 kilograms. Just make sure your setup follows our passenger guide for safe riding, meaning that your HSD has a seat for your passenger, something for them to hold on to other than the bike itself, something to support their feet, and something to prevent their shoes and clothing from getting caught in the spinning wheel. And always make sure the total weight of passenger, rider, HSD, any installed accessories and cargo is under 180 kilograms or 397 pounds. If you plan on carrying a young passenger and it rains a lot where you live, we highly recommend building this particular setup. It's called the Clubhouse Fort Mini, and it helps protect the passenger from rain, wind, and also UV rays. When it comes to cargo carrying accessories, there's a lot to choose from. Which cargo accessories you choose really depends on what you want to carry. Here's an example of how you can carry your weekly groceries and more. If you want to learn more about our accessory setups and get tips on how to safely carry a passenger and cargo, check out the links in the description below. And that's it. We hope you've enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two about your new Tern HSD. Please remember, you can always check your user manual or visit your dealer if you have any questions. And if you'd like to share your experiences, join us at the Tern HSD group on Facebook. See you there.